common signs of sex addiction. Have you ever found yourself or someone you know struggling to control sexual thoughts or behaviors? It's not something people often talk about, but sex addiction can impact lives in significant and sometimes harmful ways. Sex addiction, also known as compulsive sexual behavior, isn't about just enjoying sex. It's about losing control over sexual thoughts, urges, and behaviors. Sex addiction often involves different forms of excessive sexual behavior, such as too much masturbation or pornography use, engaging with prostitutes, or more risky actions like voyeurism or exhibitionism. People dealing with sex addiction may constantly seek out sexual activities, struggle to control their urges, and feel the effects spilling into other aspects of their lives, from relationships to work and mental health. It's not officially classified as a diagnosable condition in medical manuals, but for those affected, it can feel like a powerful addiction that impacts their daily life. Before we go further, remember to subscribe to our channel by hitting the subscribe button below, give it a thumbs up, and share it with your friends or on your social media platforms. Now, let's dive back into the video. Can sex really be an addiction? So, can sex really be an addiction? While some might question whether sex can be an addiction like drugs or alcohol, the answer is yes. Sex can become a destructive force when it becomes a coping mechanism for underlying issues like stress, anxiety, depression, or trauma. For those suffering from this addiction, the pursuit of sexual activity often feels like the only way to escape negative emotions or feel some sense of relief. However, this relief is temporary and often leads to deeper feelings of guilt, shame, or regret. Top 10 signs of sex addiction. Let's review the top 10 signs of a sex addiction. Number 1. Constant sexual thoughts. A major red flag is the constant preoccupation with sexual thoughts. People struggling with sex addiction may find their minds continuously drifting into sexual fantasies, even when it's inappropriate or disruptive to their daily responsibilities. Number 2. Spending excessive time on sex. If someone spends most of their day either engaging in sexual activities, thinking about sex, or recovering from previous sexual encounters, this could signal an addiction. Number 3. Skipping important responsibilities. As the addiction grows, people often begin to skip out on essential tasks, such as work, school, or family obligations. Number 4. Feelings of shame and depression. Many individuals with sex addiction experience overwhelming feelings of shame, regret, or depression. They know their behaviors are harmful, but feel powerless to stop. Number 5. Criminal sexual behavior. In extreme cases, sex addiction may drive individuals toward illegal activities, such as sexual harassment, stalking, or even sexual abuse. Number 6. Excessive masturbation. Masturbation isn't unhealthy, but when it becomes excessive and interferes with daily life or causes physical discomfort, it may be a sign of addiction. Addicts may feel compelled to masturbate at inappropriate times or places, pushing past the boundaries of what is socially acceptable. Number 7. Risky sexual behavior. Sex addiction often leads to risky behaviors, such as unprotected sex, sex in public places, or seeking out multiple partners. This behavior can result in serious consequences, such as sexually transmitted infections, STIs, or legal issues. Number 8. Cheating on partners. Those with a sex addiction might feel an irresistible urge to seek new sexual partners, even when they are in committed relationships. Number 9. Relying on sex for relaxation. When sex becomes the primary way to relieve stress or unwind, it can be a sign of addiction. While many people engage in healthy, relaxing activities like exercising or meditating, sex addicts often rely on sexual behavior as their go-to method for de-stressing. Number 10. Constant need for privacy. Seeking privacy isn't unusual, but withdrawing from social interactions and isolating oneself to engage in sexual activities can be a concerning sign. If someone consistently seeks isolation for sexual gratification, it could indicate a deeper issue. What causes sex addiction? Now that we understand the top 10 signs of sexual addiction, let's dig into what could cause that addiction. Biological factors. Some people may be genetically predisposed to addictive behaviors. Imbalanced hormones like testosterone or estrogen can also drive a person to engage in excessive sexual behavior. Psychological factors. Childhood trauma, especially sexual abuse, can contribute to sex addiction. Social factors. Feeling rejected in social situations or experiencing relationship difficulties may push some people toward unhealthy sexual gratification. Treatments for sex addiction. So, is there treatment available for sex addiction? Yes, sex addiction can be treated, and seeking professional help is a crucial first step. Treatment often involves therapy with a psychologist, psychiatrist, or sex therapist. Common approaches include cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, which helps patients understand and change their addictive behaviors, or group therapy, where individuals can share their experiences with others going through similar struggles. Other treatment options include eye movement desensitization and reprocessing, EMDR, for trauma-related issues, and support groups like Sex and Love Addicts Anonymous. If anxiety or depression accompanies sex addiction, medications may be prescribed to help manage these symptoms. That's all we have on sex addiction today. Remember that if you have a problem with sex addiction, it isn't something to feel guilty about. Awareness is the first step toward recovery. With proper treatment, therapy, and support, sex addiction can be managed, and you can regain control over your life. Remember, you're not alone in this, and help is available. If you think you or someone you know might be dealing with sex addiction, don't hesitate to reach out for professional help. If you liked this video, please press the subscribe button for more health-related advice and insights. Give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends and family. We appreciate your time and we'll see you next time. Be healthy and keep flourishing.